Raise your hand if you've ever wanted to throw your monitor out the window because of a bad API integration. You know the kind. The documentation says one thing, the code does another, and the error message is just false. We've all been there. It's frustrating. But here is the uncomfortable truth. If you are a backend developer, you are the one building these tools. And that means you have a choice. You can build an API that other developers love to use, or you can be the reason someone else is crying at their desk at 2 a.m. I've built plenty of bad APIs in my career. I've made all the mistakes so you don't have to. Today, we're going to fix that. Here are the 5 principles that change the way I write software. Pillar number 1. Think consumer first. The biggest mistake I see back-end engineers make is designing an API that looks exactly like their database schema. That is lazy design. Your API is an abstraction. Its job is to hide the complexity of your data, not expose it. Before you write the single controller, write the code you wish you could write to consume the API. If a mobile developer has to make 5 different API calls just to render one user profile screen, you have failed. Do the hard work on the server so the client doesn't have to. Pillar number 2. Consistency and predictability. A great API is boring, and I mean that as a compliment. A developer should be able to guess how your API works without constantly checking the documentation. This means picking standards and sticking to them religiously. Are you using camel case or snake case for JSON fields? Pick one. Are your timestamps ISO 8601 strings or Unix integers? Pick one. Are your resource URLs plural nouns like users? Great, then don't suddenly use a singular order later on. When you reduce the cognitive load for the developer, they trust your system more. Don't surprise them. Pillar number 3. Security, the gatekeeper. It doesn't matter how beautiful your JSON is if you leak user data. The first rule here is non-negotiable: HTTPS everywhere. Beyond encryption, you need standard authentication. Please do not invent your own login system. Use industry standards like OAuth 2 or OpenID Connect. And for authorization, use scopes to ensure a user can only touch their own data. Implement rate limiting. If a script goes rogue and hits your API 1,000 times a second, you need to return a 429 too many requests error before your database catches fire. And finally, pillar number 5, helpful error handling. Nothing frustrates a developer more than receiving a generic 500 internal server error with no explanation. It feels like a door slamming in your face. A good API uses the correct HTTP status codes: 404 for bad input, 401 for unauthorized, 404 for missing items. But you also need to send a structured JSON body. Give them an error code they can program against and a human-readable message telling them exactly which field failed validation. If you treat error messages as part of your user interface, you will save yourself hours of support emails. If you nail these 5 principles, you aren't just building an API, you're building a platform that developers will actually enjoy using. Thank you for watching. See you next time.